Naz'jatar, the undersea realm of Queen Ishtar. Constructed by her Naga minions in the wake of the Great Sundering, this city remained one of fable for 10,000 years. Deeper into the city, the palace of the Queen of Tides awaits. It's up to us to destroy her and recover the Tide Stone. But will our campaign against her minions succeed in ridding the planet of her menace? Or are we part of a greater drama? Join me as we attempt to overcome her heroes and fulfill our destiny. In this series, you'll see the various boss fights and get some information on the overall fight itself. But my intent is to explain how I approach these encounters from a disc priest perspective and discuss my actions throughout the fight. Come along and join me. Maybe we'll learn something together. On pull in the Commander Sivara encounter, you are assigned a debuff, either Toxic or Frost. If you have the Toxic brand, you will receive 5% less healing. If you have the Frost mark, your movement speed will be 5% slower. Avoid coming into contact with mechanics that deal damage from the opposite type of buff you have, or it will deal raid-wide damage. On a timer, random people on each side will be marked with Overflow, which is a 7-second debuff that explodes on expiration. Players should move towards the edge of the room, and at least one other person should stack with them to absorb the damage unless they have some personal mitigation. Standing in the pool that is left causes ticking damage that will also cause the debuff to stack. There will be a resource bar that is above your toolbars at the bottom. It fills for Toxic when you move and for Frost when you don't move. We were fortunate for this pull to be on the Toxic side, which allowed me to stand still for periods of time and cast slower spells. If you are on the Frost side, you have to take that into consideration as you are moving into your rotation. While none of the special mechanics are in play, simply execute your standard rotation to maximize the number of atonements on the group and do as much damage as possible. The boss generates energy passively over time. Upon reaching 100 energy, she will cast Overwhelming Barrage. This will create a halo effect of bolts around her, half Frost, half Toxic. Try to avoid getting hit by any of the bolts, but if you have to, make sure they are of the same type of debuff that you have. Be prepared to use a cooldown here or halo, followed by radiances to return the group to full health. On a timer, the boss will cast Inversion, which changes the debuff of about 30% of the players. Be prepared to switch sides and tactics if that happens, and this ability also changes the types of damage for the pools on the ground. This is a good opportunity to dip into any opposite pools that are close and reset your stacks of the debuff that you might have. Be aware that when you do, there will be raid-wide damage from the contact, and take appropriate measures to do AoE healing. After this, the fight is simply rinse and repeat. The boss has a 6-minute hard and rage timer, so it's important to keep pumping through as much damage as possible while you're doing your healing. That's it for this fight. It's fairly simple once you get the mechanics down. We did lose control of the boss a little bit at one point. Normally we would maintain her in the middle and track from there, but with a little bit of loss, we still managed to effectively take her down. That's how it's done.